here we are. So out for a day fishing on the Mid North Coast. I've already pulled in a beautiful 60 centimetre flathead this morning on light tackle, 6 pound line, 6 pound leader. So a nice fight for that fish, keeping the drag nice and light. So I've got a full day out on the water today. I'm just going to stay in this river up until about 9 o'clock, so we've got about an hour and a half left before the wind starts to pick up and we start to get wind and tide conditions out in the bay. So I'll have to get back and up into another little creek where it's going to be a bit safer. But anyway, let's keep going. Okay, so I've got one of the new Rapala prawns on. I brought the last flathead on 3-inch Quintrex. Anyway, I've changed over this one because the Quintrex got torn up. First time using this one, so we'll give it a go. That's mounted on a SnakelockZ jig head. That's a 1/12 ounce. So in shallow water, and so we'll just play in front of the racks. Let's see what we can find. The rod is a Shimano Anarchy. It's a light rod, 702 light spin, weight 2 to 4 kilos. A Daiwa BG 1000 reel. I think I've only got 6 pound Berkley X9 braid on this reel, and I'm running about a 6 or maybe an 8 pound leader, and that's Shimano Oyster fluorocarbon leader. Tide's running in now. We're about 2 hours into the running tide. Just hopping that little prawn off the bottom. Well, a little bit of interest there. I'm close to the boat. I'm going to drift down, I think, back down towards those flats and the mangroves, hoping that the flathead might be just waiting for the tide to come up so they can get up into those mangroves. So we'll drift down there with the wind and the tide and give it a bit of a go. Just cast back against the tide a little bit, so I'm pulling with the tide. Hopefully that drops it down a little bit faster, but also a more natural presentation. The bait fish moving with the tide rather than against it. There's some mullet over there jumping out. I haven't put any scent on that Crush City prawn yet. I think they're meant to be scented out of the box, so I'll put something on shortly. Thought I'd give it a go first. Okay, I'm going to do one more with this one, then I'm going to get that Slug-Go out into that real shallow area. Always used to fish with paddle tails and, you know, wrigglers and grubs and things like that. Never used to be into the jerk shads, but now I'm really enjoying the slapsticks, the Slug-Gos, those sort of jerk baits where you're in part of the action rather than just, you know, the lift and drop. Okay, we'll go from the Rapala Crush City and we'll go and give the 6-inch Slug-Go a go. So this is a 6-inch Slug-Go, I think a pearl or white colour, on a 5/0. Actually, it could be a 4/0, I think. 4/0 Gamakatsu EWG worm hook. I run that weightless. It'll sink very slowly by itself. This is the first Slug-Go I've used. I've been using the slapsticks up till now, which are a very similar profile. Slightly different material. The Slug-Go is a bit more stretchy, a bit softer. I think the slapsticks are just a bit of a harder material and can tear a little bit more, but they both sink, they both behave very similarly. So We shall see. So being a jerk shad, there is no tail or any action. So the action we have to impart, there's a great big ray. So just give me a little flicks, it darts through the water and then pauses. This is a medium light rod, running 8-pound braid. I think this is a Platypus braid, 2,500 size Legalis reel by Daiwa, very similar to the BG but a lighter body. Running an 8-pound fluorocarbon leader. Still a relatively light setup. There we are. Just a small one. Still a lot of fun though. Flathead always put up a good fight. So there we are. Even a small little flathead will try and take down something big like that Slug-Go. There we are. What's that? Probably 20-25 centimetre. Off you go. There we are. Oh no. We were on there for a sec, but didn't keep. Must just had the tail. Given the choice, when I'm hunting flathead, I prefer to be on a high tide that's coming to, well, dropping tide, you know, high tide to low. So there we are. Just a small one. A really small one. Here we are. Come on, I don't want to damage you. There we are. This wind's starting to just freshen it a little bit. It won't be long before it's having an impact.